Ruslan.
What I loved about this rollout was seeing all of you guys active on TikTok. I love seeing you guys put up IG reels. I love seeing you guys really leverage social media and communicate the why with the practical action step. This is what we want. This is why this is important. This is what you can do. Go pre-order the album on iTunes, which I think is why you guys got such a high charting. So many artists today, and this drives me nuts, is they're looking at the Kendricks, the Coles, and the NFs, and they're thinking that is how you do it. I just want to drop music and disappear for 9 months or a year and never be visible on social media because that's how Kendrick does it. Kendrick disappears for 4 years, guys, and he doesn't do anything. J. Cole disappears. NF never does any marketing, guys. What do you guys have to say on the other side of putting out a successful record and all the artists that are looking at this and if they got this false dilemma of I got to be a pure artist that disappears like Kendrick and Cole and NF, or I got to be a TikTok entertainer Cardi B type artist, right? I think it's so toxic and so detrimental to the generation of artists that's coming, that's creating this false dilemma where I don't think it's either or. I think if Kendrick and Cole were new artists today, they would be doing exactly what Indie Tribe did to get the noise and to get the attention. So how do you guys feel about that? And let's unpack that because I want to get into some nuts and bolts of the marketing behind this. Go ahead, Michael.
I totally agree with what you're saying because I've seen so many artists in our space do that. And whenever because there's people that come to me or they ask me or they kind of nudge me a little bit, hey, like, what can, like, yo, my listeners are going down. Yo, this is going down. Yo, like all this stuff about promoting singles and yo, why, like, how do I get it out there? And what you said is exactly what it is. Everybody wants to be like a Kendrick, like a Cole, like a Drake. Right. And it's like Drake, Kendrick, and Cole were doing the things that you don't want to do when you guys were in the same position as artists. So when Drake and Kendrick and Cole were independent artists coming up in their city, they were literally going, like, they were low-key the annoying people on the subway, handing out CDs, like, yo, check me out. Bro, J. Cole literally found out, got the scoop that Jay-Z was at a studio, rushed to the studio just to catch Jay-Z walking out of the studio to hand him a joint. Like, artists in CHH wouldn't even do that because they're so high on themselves. It's like nobody wants to do like the social media, this. Everybody wants to be discreet and like weird. And I'm like, yo, I feel you. I love the artsy. I'm a pure artist vibe. I rock with it. I understand it. When you have a set fan base that you have that demand, I get it. But when people are still coming up and they think that, you know, oh, I got 500,000 listeners. Oh, I got 600,000 listeners. I'm like, bro, that's nothing compared to where you want to be. Why would you go ghost and not include your fan base? Like, I get the demand, the mystery. I get all that, bro. But it doesn't make any sense, especially in the subgenre that we're in, to be quiet and kind of be mysterious in that way and not engage and not be like whatever. Because there's artists, I guarantee you in our space, I know for a fact that wouldn't have done what we done. Hey, guys, we need 1,500 pre-orders. Can you pre-order our joint? Cats would have been too prideful to do that. They would have been like, nah, let it do what it does. Like, we'll do whatever. Hey, we want to get on Billboard. Buy our album. There's artists that are too prideful that will not say or do that. They'll be like, let it do what it does, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that we all came together on the same wave to be like, yo, you know what? Bump that. We want to make a movement. We want to make a splash. We want to show people how it's done. We want to change the flow of things. We want to push this needle forward. How to do it? Let's do it the way that we want to do it.
We all spent a lot of time planning out like posts for the week, strategies for the week. Like, hey, what can we do with each point of the marketing plan leading up to the release? What can we do to use Reels? What can we do to use stories? What can we do to leverage Twitter Spaces? What are all these new emerging types of platforms? But what it also required was a conscious decision of us to be like, look, all these companies like make it really hard just to hit people that follow you, you know? So there's a move, there's a difference between using social media for like clout and vanity and using it to effectively market a product. And they're gonna feel different because it's going to stroke your ego if you do one little like mysterious post with like a vague caption and then, you know, delete everything on your grid and that post goes up. But it's like, yo, still only maybe 10% of people that follow you even saw that. So it's going to hurt your ego a little bit to keep posting the same thing when it feels like, you know, even if your numbers on each post aren't that crazy vanity moment, you know, you're hitting more people, you know, you're hitting more people. And that's something that we've all been stressing. It's like, look, according to the numbers, there are people that that are already interested in my music, they want to hear what's going on, and they're not aware, you know? So that's also part of the reason we built a Discord, you know? So we built a Discord community that was actually really, really strong in pre-orders and helping some of the organic push throughout some of the other channels. It's just looking at everything we can and trying to keep the goal in mind, which, you know, we had the ambition to set a high goal and just kind of shoot for the clouds with the pre-order.
Like I have like 75,000 people following me, right? So I can do the thing where I don't post for a month and then post and get, you know, 12,000. Let's say I get 15,000 likes. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like there's 75,000 people who follow me. So yeah, I can stroke my ego with this crazy post that has 15,000 likes, and then only those people know about it, and only a fraction of them are going to be motivated to do anything. Or I can post more frequently, those numbers go down, but more of my fan base is seeing it, making sure I'm hitting, you know, the grid, hitting stories, hitting reels, hitting Twitter, hitting Facebook, which I really like. They have to push me on that because I'm not even on Facebook like that. But it's like, nah, we got to like to really live that principle of like, man, these are people that want to experience this, and they would be supporters, but they just don't even know about it because we're wanting to play that like Kendrick game. But and like what Michael was saying, like those guys earn that. Like they get to do that. They didn't always do that. Like K Dot, like famously was on MySpace doing the whole MySpace game. You know what I'm saying? Like J. Cole was handing out demos. Like Big Sean was freestyling for anybody who came through Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And finally got that moment with Kanye. So those guys can do that, you know. But yeah, you have to put in your dues. You got to earn your stripes to you'll get to that point. But you know, it's just, do you really want? And if you really have that independent spirit, like you cannot have that issue and make it independent. Like all the people who make it independent, like the indie heroes, none of them have that like weird prideful thing of like, oh, I got, you know, I only want to post and then hop off for 2 years. Like you look at people like Russ, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and yo, I just gotta cut in real quick because people don't understand how much work we put in for this, right? So like we realize that to chart Billboard is weighted with streaming, you know, so we don't have millions of monthly listeners to compete, you know, but what we can compete, we know that our audience is likely to buy, but people don't buy music anymore, right? There's no incentive to buy music anymore, right? So what we did is we made an exclusive track that, you know, we just made a whole song and we made a good song. And then we said, look, we're never going to release this. The only way that you can ever get this track is if you pre-order the album and then DM the Indie Tribe Instagram account a screenshot of your purchase. Yeah. And then beyond that, after we did that and we continued to push it, I spent over 9 hours responding to DMs and getting the people the link. Like that's a lot of work, bro. Like that's manual labor, dog.
Just for the link. That was just getting people the link. Like,
we sold hundreds of. We don't even know how many records we sold at this point because Apple has been buns giving us data. But like we sold a gang of records direct on our website because we also decided like, hey, a lot of people that use Androids, they're not going to be able to buy the album, right? So we made a specific way just for Android people to buy it from us direct, and we get a little bit more money that way too. We sold a gang of those. We sold a gang of pre-orders, but it all took a lot of work.
Yeah, well, I think the thing with pre-orders that I think people don't understand and is that it it trains your audience to shop with you, because now everybody, especially in CHH, everybody got Spotify, which is great. It's a great service, and everybody can just pay the $10 a month and passively listen to whatever the flavor of the week is. But when someone has to go the extra mile to purchase something from you, you're now training their buying habits differently. And then they're more likely to buy the merchandise. Then they're more likely to come to a show. Then they're more likely to, you know what I mean, to buy the next album or to pre-order the next artist album. So I think from a consumer spending habits, I think it's genius that you guys did that. And it's unfortunate that more people don't do that, because in the CHH community, we do have folks I feel like that will be more likely to be mobilized to do that. Did you guys get a lot of pushback from people that were like, why are you telling us to buy the album when we could just wait and just come on Spotify?
Man, hey yo, somebody
a lot of people were in our Discord.
Somebody literally actually took a screenshot of a burger that they bought instead of buying the album and sent it to Dill. Literally, Dill was like, yo, they're like, yeah, he was like, yo, like that, you can buy the album for what you would buy like a meal with. He screenshotted he actually went to McDonald's and bought a burger instead of buying the album and sent the screenshot to Dill.
Yeah, that's so disrespectful, yo.
I told him he should have blocked him. We should have blocked him from everything.
I like gave a specific meal that would cost $9.99. Like it was very specific. Like I can't remember the items, but I like said those items, and he like took a picture of an itemized receipt with the exact order. And it's not like he did that and was like, oh, it's a joke, but I also pre-ordered the album. Like that was it. Like he just bought the burger and that was it. But yeah, but I mean,
Did you reply?
Nah, I didn't reply. I just sent a screenshot to the my MO is not to reply. I usually just don't reply to anything unless it's
my MO is to block. You're just gonna get blocked. I'm gonna block you and make sure you can never see anything we do ever again.
I'm gonna say this on Ruslan's channel for all the artists out there watching this. Don't block them, bro. Don't block them. Restrict them, because then they still get to see everything. They'll come in, and maybe they'll still spend money with you down the line, but you don't have to hear from them, and your fans won't hear from them because their comments only appear to them. It's so genius. Thank you.
I'm way too petty.
Incredible.
I'm way too petty. Let me tell you something. I want to block them and make sure that you can't see free stuff. You can't, like, I want you to know, like, restricting, that's too passive for me. I need you to know that you never get to see anything ever again.
You just so petty, John Keith. Petty
Absolutely.
Keith. Okay.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Hey, thank you so much for making it till the end of this video. If you found it valuable, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. You can check out one of the other videos related to this that'll be over here. Now, I gotta tell you about a free training I have for anyone that is an entrepreneur, a creative, an artist, but maybe you are unsure on how to find your voice, how to find your niche. I have a free training in the description of this video. Check it out. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next video.